Now that we've developed some skill in WordPress by installing themes, plugins, and even WordPress itself, we can look at an e-commerce plugin called Cart66, which will allow us to sell merchandise on our websites. This is one of the simplest ways to start a business online. We're going to start like we have before at our dashboard, focusing on the left-hand menu, where we're going to click to add a new plugin. The plugin that we'll be adding today is our e-commerce plugin, and it's called Cart66 Lite. After we search for the plugin, it'll take us to the screen where we install the plugin, and then we're going to click OK to proceed. Like before, it'll take just a moment, and afterwards we'll click Activate just to make sure that the plugin is active on our website. Our next step is going to be returning to the dashboard. Once we're at the dashboard, we can see that we have options added for Cart66, but before we do that, we're going to check out some options that we have. After installing Cart66, we should see that we have some pages added to our website. The plugin did this for us. We didn't have to add any of these pages ourselves. But in order for them to appear on our website the way that we need them to, we have to adjust the menu settings on WordPress. One thing that I like to do when I'm about to create a menu is give it a name that pertains to the nature of what I'm doing. Here we're just calling it Shop. Next, I'm checkmarking the items that I want to add to the menu. These are the items that will appear in your navigation bar after this process is complete. By clicking Add to Menu, it will add these items, and then we can even drag and drop them. For my preferences, I'd like to have the cart option ahead of the checkout option. After saving, we are able to then go to the Manage Locations tab, where we can specify which menu we'd like to use. Since we're going to be using the Shop menu, that's what we've selected. Now that we've refreshed the website, we can see that the menu that we just created has been added to our website, and now we can navigate to it. Since our store was looking a little empty, let's add to it by going to the Products tab under the Cart66 menu. The first thing you'll notice is a blue bar at the top. There's an X in the top right-hand corner to get rid of it. Now we can add our product without any clutter. Here we're just adding the lip balm product as an example, giving it a number and then a description. As you can see, there are some other options that you'll be able to use, and these are personal preference options. What I did down below is specify the minimum amount for purchase and the maximum amount for purchase. After that, I clicked Save. Here we can see now that the product has been added to the list of products that are available to us. The next step is to edit our pages so that the product actually appears on the website. We're going to click Edit on the Shop page and then click the Cart66 tab above the editor. Here we can specify which product we want to add, and then we can add some other options too, like what the button will say when people are choosing to add it to their cart. I chose to put in Buy Now for my button, but for advanced users you can also customize the button in a number of other ways. It just depends on your personal preference. But for our purposes, we're just going to leave these as is. Next, if we click on the Confirm button, it'll add this code to the editor. Now all you have to do is click the Update button, and we can see that the product will be added to our website. After refreshing our website, we can see that the product has been added to our Shop tab. Now let's make it look a little better. Adding a picture would be a good way to do that, so by clicking on Add Media, we can go ahead and upload a picture that will work for our purposes. After we've got the photo uploaded, there will be some options available for us on the right-hand side where my mouse is. I'm choosing the options that I think are best, but feel free to play around with these for personal preference. Adding a photo like this is a quick and easy way to add a little bit more flair to your product, and it also gives the buyer just a little bit more information so that their purchase is a sound one. Another quick way to make an improvement to our product is to add a description to it. By hitting enter just a couple of times on the shortcode that we installed earlier, we can then insert a descriptive sentence just above it to help sell this product to the customer. After refreshing, we can see that the photo and the product description have clearly been added and give a little bit more flair to our product. The next step is to set up our payment gateway so that people can actually buy our products. By going into the Cart66 settings area, we'll be able to make choices that help us define how we're going to accept payments. By clicking on the Gateway tab, we can get started. Now there are a few options here, but the only thing we need to focus on is the PayPal standard button I click on here. Now all we have to do is enter our PayPal account information, and then we can specify shopping and return URLs. The shopping URL is where people will be taken when they click the Continue Shopping button on your website, and the return URL is where they will be taken after they have processed their payment for their product. After clicking on the Save button, we can see that our settings are good to go and that people should be set up to buy on our store, except we do have one more step to take to make sure that's possible. We have to double check that our checkout page actually has PayPal enabled. So by editing the checkout page under the list of pages that we have on our website, we can go ahead and make sure that that's the case. If the code here does not say PayPal, you can go ahead and edit that yourself. It's very simple. Just use your cursor to click and highlight and then type PayPal in just like it is here. Our next step is to make sure that the cart works on our website. By going to the cart tab that we inserted earlier, we can go ahead and make sure that it navigates to the checkout and that the PayPal option is showing below so that people can complete their purchase. After clicking on the button, they'll be taken to your setup PayPal payment portal where they can enter their shipping information or log into their PayPal account, and then they will be able to fully complete the process. Last but not least, now that we've gotten through the initial completion of using Cart66 to sell merchandise, we can go back in and look at some of the other options that it has available. Be sure to explore some of these just in case they pertain to what you're trying to sell. If you are interested in having more options for your website, you could make an investment and purchase the full version of Cart66, which is even more flexible. Good luck!